databases and LinkedIn profiles of real Americans. The hackers then use AI to generate years of fake employment history, complete with references from compromised corporate email accounts. During interviews, operatives use real-time translation earpieces and pre-scripted answers fed through chat applications. One company only discovered the deception when their senior developer from Boston kept referring to the subway as the underground train and couldn't name local sports teams. The final red flag? His employee badge photo showed ears that didn't match the deepfake used during interviews. The operation's success rate has jumped from 12% to 38% since incorporating generative AI tools in 2023. How corporations failed to stop them. A 2024 security audit of 300 infiltrated companies revealed shocking gaps. 92% accepted digital copies of IDs without verification, and 84% never checked education credentials. HR departments desperate for tech talent waived background checks for technical roles. At a major bank, a fake VP approved $2.3 million in fraudulent transactions before anyone noticed his California home was a virtual background. Investigators later found he'd been working from a Pyongyang internet cafe, logging in during North Korean daytime hours while claiming to work nights in San Francisco. Security teams admit they often prioritize speed over thorough vetting to fill positions quickly in competitive markets. The AI deception machine. North Korea's hackers now use voice clones trained on hundreds of hours of American podcasts to perfect regional accents. Deepfake technology generates interview footage that blinks naturally and responds to unexpected questions. Most terrifying are the AI pair programmers that solve live coding challenges. A Silicon Valley firm only caught on when their new hire completed an advanced algorithm test in 12 seconds, 3 times faster than the world record. The AI had been trained on the company's own private GitHub repositories, stolen in an earlier breach. Recent defector reports indicate Pyongyang has developed specialized AI that can mimic individual employees' coding styles after studying just a few samples. Following the money trail. The salary payments flow through elaborate laundering networks. Initial deposits go to U.S. accounts controlled by facilitators like Chapman, then through shell companies disguised as IT consultancies in Delaware and Wyoming. UN investigators traced one operative's $85,000 salary to precision gyroscopes for missiles. Another's earnings funded the $12,000 Rolexes Kim Jong-un gifts to generals. These aren't just paychecks, a Treasury official noted. They're directly financing weapons that threaten global security. Blockchain analysis shows at least $42 million was converted to cryptocurrency and sent through mixing services to obscure the final destination. The shocking security lapses. Some infiltrators achieved unimaginable access. At a defense contractor, a fake systems administrator had clearance for nuclear submarine propulsion systems for 11 months. In healthcare, operatives accessed millions of patient records across 3 hospital chains. They weren't just after money, a CIA analyst revealed. Medical blackmail lets them pressure doctors with security clearances. One orthopedic surgeon was recruited after they threatened to expose his HIV status. The average time before discovery is now 14 months, more than enough time to establish backdoors and steal sensitive data. The new defense strategies. Progressive companies now implement multi-layered verification. JP Morgan requires remote hires to present physical IDs at local branches for iris scans. Goldman Sachs analyzes unique typing rhythms. North Korean keyboard layouts produce distinct patterns. Some firms use thermal cameras to detect virtual machine usage during skills tests. Others require periodic in-person check-ins. We caught one because he couldn't find the office bathroom, a security director admitted. Real employees know where they pee. Microsoft recently patented a system that analyzes subtle facial micro-expressions during video interviews to detect deception. Why this threat keeps growing. The program has become Pyongyang's second-largest revenue source after arms sales. With 8,400 trained operatives, they're expanding beyond tech into finance, healthcare, and even journalism. As one defector warned, the new mission isn't just stealing money, They want to embed so deeply that removing them would crash Western companies. One team spent a year deliberately writing spaghetti code that only they can maintain. UN sanctions monitors estimate the operation now generates $700 million annually, enough to fund 3 nuclear tests per year. The next time you message that quiet coworker who always turns their camera off, consider this. They might not be introverted. They might be part of a dictator's war machine, sitting in a Chinese hacking compound right now. In today's remote work world, the most dangerous threats don't breach your firewall. They pass your HR screening with flying colors. This invisible invasion is already happening, and your company could be next. The scariest part? Experts warn we've only uncovered the tip of the iceberg. The true scale of this operation may be far larger than anyone realizes. They told her son was gone, not dead but empty, just a body without a mind. But she never believed that. Imagine a darkness so profound, it's almost unimaginable. A loved one's body is present, breathing, but their mind is declared absent, trapped somewhere beyond reach. For most, this diagnosis would be the crushing end of hope. But for one mother, it was just the beginning of an extraordinary fight. In 1986, a vibrant 17-year-old named Ian Berg was living life with the boundless energy of youth. A car crash, sudden and devastating, shattered that world. Ian suffered severe brain damage, plunged into a coma, and when he emerged, he was diagnosed with something doctors called a persistent vegetative state. The medical consensus was bleak. There is no one left inside, they told his mother, Eve Baer. The prognosis was permanent. Recovery was deemed impossible. The world around them saw a shell, a body sustained by instinct alone. But Eve saw beyond the diagnosis. She saw her son. While others accepted the grim reality, she chose a different path, one paved with unwavering love and fierce defiance. She refused to surrender Ian to the cold, clinical confines of a hospital or a long-term care facility. Instead, Eve brought Ian home, to a house that would become more than just a dwelling. It transformed into a sanctuary, a living testament to hope. It was a place where love was the most potent form of medicine, and every gesture, every word, was an act of profound belief. Every single day, Eve devoted herself to Ian. She didn't just care for his physical needs, she nourished his spirit. She spoke to him, sharing stories of their family, updates from the world outside, and whispering words of encouragement. She played his favorite music, filling the room with familiar melodies that might somehow reach him. She read aloud from books, her voice a constant, comforting presence. She gently moved his limbs, maintaining muscle tone, but also in her heart, trying to awaken dormant connections. These weren't actions born of a desperate ritual. They were acts of conviction. Eve felt something, an essence, a spirit, a fragment of her beloved son still lingering within. And she wasn't alone in this extraordinary journey. Ian's younger brother, Jeff, grew up in the shadow of this profound challenge. He watched his mother day after day speak to someone the world insisted wasn't there. Over time, observing her unwavering faith, he too began to believe. This shared belief forged an unbreakable bond within their family, creating a unique ecosystem of hope. Their home, this sanctuary of ceaseless care, became known as Rainbow Lodge. The name itself speaks volumes, a beacon of light and color in what could have been an overwhelmingly gray existence. It was part residence, part intensive rehabilitation center, and part an astounding act of pure, unadulterated faith. Within its walls, Ian was treated not as a passive patient, a tragic case, but as a cherished, present person. Eve's relentless pursuit of healing led her down every available avenue, both mainstream and alternative. Her search for a breakthrough was boundless. She traveled across continents, even flying to India in pursuit of a spiritual healer. She tried countless therapies, some of which medical experts dismissed as unproven or even useless. Yet, to Eve, no effort was too great, no therapy too unconventional, if it held even the faintest glimmer of hope, because in her heart, her son was still there. Every attempt was a reaffirmation of his presence, a defiant stand against the despair that threatened to consume them. Naturally, many people doubted her. They often misinterpreted her devotion, seeing it as a desperate form of denial. Well-meaning friends, and even some medical professionals, gently suggested that her dedication, while noble, might be a delusion, a way to cope with an unbearable loss. The emotional and financial toll was immense, yet Eve never wavered. Her conviction remained an unshakable anchor in a sea of skepticism. And then, decades later, something remarkable happened. Science, in its tireless march, began to catch up with Eve's intuition. A quiet revolution was brewing in the field of neuroscience. Researchers, equipped with advanced brain imaging technology, began to challenge the rigid definitions of consciousness. They started to question whether patients diagnosed as vegetative were truly empty. Groundbreaking studies, particularly those utilizing functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, and electroencephalography, EEG, began to reveal startling insights. What they discovered was shocking. A significant percentage, as high as 20% in some studies, of patients diagnosed with a vegetative state were, in fact, minimally conscious. These individuals were not truly gone. They were in there, aware, silent, and terrifyingly trapped within their own bodies. One pivotal study, pioneered by Dr. Adrian Owen and his team at the University of Cambridge and later at the University of Western Ontario, used brain scans to detect conscious responses to questions. Patients who outwardly appeared unresponsive, exhibiting no physical signs of awareness, were asked to perform mental tasks like imagining playing tennis or walking through their home. Astonishingly, when these patients performed these mental tasks, their brains would light up with the same distinct patterns of activity seen in healthy, conscious individuals. They were thinking, understanding, and even answering, not with words or gestures, but with the language of their own brain activity. It was in one of these very studies that Ian Berg was eventually enrolled. For Eve, it was another leap of faith, another chance to prove what she had always known. And what the researchers found when they scanned Ian's brain was truly stunning. When they asked him to imagine playing tennis, Ian's brain lit up, not randomly, but in the precise, consistent pattern associated with a conscious, healthy person engaging in that specific mental activity. It was an unmistakable signal. When they then asked him to imagine walking through the rooms of his beloved Rainbow Lodge, his brain responded again, clearly, consistently, unmistakably. The electrical symphony of his brain confirmed it. He wasn't gone. He was still there. Ian could hear. He could see. He could understand. And he had been able to all along. For decades, through every silent year, every unanswered question, Eve had been right. Her maternal instinct, often dismissed as wishful thinking, was a profound, undeniable truth. She didn't just sense something, she knew. She had lived through moments of profound ridicule, battling exhaustion, facing isolation, and bearing the weight of a world that refused to see what she saw. Yet, she had never once stopped believing. Her unwavering faith had sustained him, and now science had finally caught up to confirm it. Today, Ian still lives at Rainbow Lodge, a testament to enduring love and scientific breakthrough. While profoundly disabled and unable to speak verbally, he now communicates in small, deliberate ways. He uses subtle eye movements, perhaps a slight gesture to signal yes or no. He recognizes voices, the familiar tones of his mother and brother, and the new voices of those who now see him. He remembers things, fragments of his past, moments shared with those he loves. His path to recovery is arduous and ongoing, but the biggest hurdle has been overcome. He is no longer invisible. Science has given him a voice, a means to bridge the chasm of silence that once separated him from the world. Ian's story is far more than just a tale of medical progress. It's a powerful testament to the sheer force of human persistence. It's a profound illustration of a mother's intuition, a bond so deep it transcends the boundaries of conventional understanding. And it's a stark reminder of how profoundly wrong the world can be when it relies solely on visible cues and dismisses the power of an unseen consciousness. Eve's unwavering belief didn't just change her son's life. It fundamentally changed the way medical professionals now understand consciousness and care for patients with severe brain injuries. Because of her and others like her, doctors are now compelled to look deeper, to explore new diagnostic methods beyond simple behavioral responses. Families facing similar diagnoses are now empowered to ask more questions, to demand more rigorous testing. And most importantly, patients like Ian, once lost in a medical twilight zone, are now seen. They are given a chance to be recognized, to communicate, and to have their inherent worth acknowledged. Some might call Ian's reemergence a miracle. Others might attribute it to luck, a rare occurrence. But Eve, with the quiet strength that defined her decades-long vigil, calls it something far simpler, yet infinitely more powerful: love. The kind of love that refuses to stop. The kind that never gives up, even when faced with insurmountable odds. The kind of love that, in its boundless purity and unwavering conviction, has the power to change everything, not just for one son, but for countless others. She was told her son was gone, but she always knew the truth. And now, thanks to her unyielding belief and the relentless pursuit of scientific understanding, so does the world. Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world where your devices don't just respond to your commands. They anticipate your needs, understand your emotions, and blend seamlessly into your life. Now imagine these devices are designed by the creative genius behind the iPhone and powered by the most advanced artificial intelligence on the planet. This isn't science fiction. This is the future being built right now by OpenAI and Sir Jony Ive. In a move that has stunned both the tech and design worlds, OpenAI has acquired Jony Ive's hardware startup and named him creative head. The goal: to create a new generation of AI-powered devices that could completely transform how we interact with technology. Why is this such a big deal? Because Jony Ive is not just any designer, he's the visionary who helped turn Apple into the world's most valuable company. His work has shaped the look and feel of the digital age, from the colorful iMacs of the late 90s to the sleek iPhones and MacBooks we use today. Let's take a closer look at Jony Ive's journey. Born in London, he joined Apple in 1992, at a time when the company was struggling to stay afloat. Everything changed when Steve Jobs returned and teamed up with Ive. Their partnership sparked a design revolution. The first major breakthrough was the iMac, a computer that broke all the rules with its bold colors and friendly curves. It wasn't just about aesthetics. The iMac was approachable, easy to use, and made technology feel less intimidating. Then came the iPod, which put 1,000 songs in your pocket and changed the way we listen to music forever. Jony Ive's design philosophy, simplicity, elegance, and obsessive attention to detail became Apple's trademark. But it was the iPhone that truly changed the world. When it launched in 2007, it wasn't just a phone. It was a camera, a music player, a web browser, and a platform for millions of apps. The iPhone's intuitive design and beautiful interface set a new standard for technology. Over the years, Ive led the design of the iPad, the Apple Watch, the MacBook Air, and countless other products. His influence is everywhere, from the devices in your pocket to the way you interact with technology every day. In 2019, Jony Ive left Apple to start his own design firm, Love From. He continued to collaborate with major brands, but many wondered what his next big move would be. Now with OpenAI, he's ready to leave his mark on a new frontier, Artificial intelligence. OpenAI is already a leader in the AI space, with models like ChatGPT and DALL-E transforming how we write, create, and solve problems. But until now, OpenAI's innovations have lived mostly in the digital world: apps, websites, and cloud services. That's about to change. With Jony Ive at the helm, OpenAI is stepping boldly into hardware. The vision is to create devices that are not just smart, but truly intelligent, products that can learn, adapt, and even empathize with their users. Industry experts are buzzing with excitement and speculation. What kind of devices could this partnership produce? Some imagine a next-generation personal assistant, more advanced than any smartphone or smart speaker. Others predict wearable devices that blend AI seamlessly into our daily routines, offering real-time insights and support. But it's not just about utility. Jony Ive is known for making technology invisible, products that disappear into the background, letting you focus on what matters. Imagine a device that senses your mood, anticipates your needs, and helps you navigate your day without ever feeling intrusive. This collaboration could also revolutionize accessibility. AI-powered devices could help people with disabilities communicate, learn, and interact with the world in ways never before possible. Imagine a wearable that translates sign language in real time, or a smart assistant that helps the visually impaired navigate busy streets. This wouldn't be the first attempt to merge AI and hardware. Projects like Humane AI Pin and Rabbit R1 have tried and struggled to make AI feel natural in physical form. Those products generated hype, but were criticized for clunky design, unclear value, and overpromising. The OpenAI plus Ive partnership aims to avoid those pitfalls by prioritizing elegance, usefulness, and emotional connection. But it's not just about the hardware. Jony Ive has always believed that great design is about creating experiences, products that are delightful, intuitive, and emotionally resonant. Combined with OpenAI's technology, these experiences could become even richer. Imagine a device that doesn't just respond to your voice, but understands your intent, your context, and your preferences. A device that learns from you, grows with you, and becomes a true companion in your daily life. Of course, there are challenges ahead. Building hardware is notoriously difficult. Making it secure, private, and ethically responsible is even harder. OpenAI knows this. That's why transparency and user safety are part of their stated mission for this new direction. Privacy and security will be at the heart of this new wave of devices. OpenAI has promised to prioritize user safety and transparency, but earning the public's trust will be essential as these products enter our homes and lives. The tech community is already buzzing with ideas. Some dream of AI-powered glasses that overlay helpful information onto the real world. Others hope for a home assistant that can manage your schedule, help with your health, and even offer emotional support. But there's also concern. The more intelligent a device becomes, the more personal the data it must process. Will this new hardware respect user consent or drift into surveillance? If OpenAI and Jony Ive get this right, they won't just create a new gadget. They'll set a new standard for how humans and machines live together. This partnership isn't just about gadgets. It's about reimagining the relationship between humans and technology. It's about making technology more personal, more helpful, and more humane. Jony Ive has always said that design is about solving real problems and improving lives. With OpenAI's AI, those solutions could be more powerful and more creative than ever before. As we look to the future, the possibilities are endless. Will we see a device that replaces the smartphone? Will AI-powered wearables become as common as headphones and watches? Or will this collaboration lead to something entirely new, a product we can't even imagine yet? One thing is certain. The combination of Jony Ive's design genius and OpenAI's AI breakthroughs is a recipe for something extraordinary. We're standing at the edge of a new era in technology. The next big leap might be just around the corner, and it all starts with this bold collaboration. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the future of AI and design. If you're as excited as we are, subscribe for more updates and let us know in the comments. What device do you hope Jony Ive and OpenAI will create next? Stay curious and see you in the next video. What if I told you that, as of this week, a robot with a human face and mind has officially started working alongside real people, earning a salary and clocking in just like the rest of us? This is not a scene from a futuristic movie. This is happening right now, and it's about to change everything you know about work. Imagine walking into your job and seeing a humanoid robot not only following instructions, but actually learning, adapting, and collaborating as part of your team. Today, we're diving into the story of Figure 01, the world's first humanoid robot to sign a real employment contract and take on a job in a real American factory. Why is this such a big deal? Because Figure 01 isn't just another machine on the assembly line. It's a robot designed to think, move, and work like a human, powered by advanced artificial intelligence that learns from every experience. Figure 01 was developed by Figure, a company that believes the future of work will be a partnership between humans and intelligent robots. Their vision is to create robots that can handle not just repetitive tasks, but also adapt to new challenges just like people do. This week, Figure 01 made history by joining the workforce at a major logistics company in the United States. Its job to help sort packages, move inventory, and support human workers in the fast-paced environment of a modern warehouse. But what makes Figure 01 truly extraordinary is its ability to learn on the go. Instead of being programmed for every single task, Figure 01 observes, understands, and imitates human actions, picking up new skills in real time. The robot's sensors and cameras allow it to navigate complex spaces, avoid obstacles, and interact safely with both people and objects. It can recognize faces, respond to voice commands, and even interpret gestures. On its very first day, Figure 01 surprised everyone with how quickly it adapted. It watched experienced workers, learned the workflow, and began taking on tasks independently within hours. Some employees were skeptical at first, wondering if a robot could really keep up with the demands of a busy warehouse. But Figure 01 quickly won them over by handling heavy lifting, delicate sorting, and even troubleshooting minor issues. Unlike traditional industrial robots, Figure 01 doesn't need to be fenced off or isolated. It moves freely among people, working side by side without causing disruptions or safety concerns. Its design is inspired by the human body, with arms, hands, and legs that mimic natural movement. This allows Figure 01 to perform tasks that require dexterity and precision, from stacking boxes to picking up fragile items. The robot's artificial intelligence is constantly evolving. With every task, it gets smarter, learning from both successes and mistakes. This means Figure 01 is always improving, becoming a more valuable member of the team every day. Managers at the company noticed a boost in productivity almost immediately. Figure 01's tireless work ethic and ability to take on repetitive or strenuous tasks freed up human workers to focus on more complex and creative problems. But Figure 01 isn't just about efficiency. It's also about safety. The robot can handle dangerous jobs like lifting heavy loads or working in hazardous areas, reducing the risk of injury for its human colleagues. As news of Figure 01's employment spread, it sparked a global conversation. Videos of the robot in action went viral on social media, with millions of people amazed by how lifelike its movements were. Some viewers were excited about the possibilities, imagining a future where robots help out in every workplace. Others were concerned about what this means for jobs and the future of human labor. The company behind Figure 01 insists that the robot is here to help, not replace, human workers. By taking on the most repetitive or risky tasks, Figure 01 allows people to focus on work that requires creativity, problem-solving, and human connection. This partnership between humans and robots could redefine the modern workplace. Instead of competing, people and machines can collaborate, each bringing unique strengths to the table. Figure 01's success has inspired other companies to invest in humanoid robotics. Experts predict that we'll soon see robots like Figure 01 in hospitals, schools, and even our homes, assisting with everything from caregiving to education. And it's not the only humanoid robot making headlines. Tesla's Optimus is being developed as a general-purpose humanoid designed to handle household tasks and factory work. Optimus features Tesla's in-house AI software, similar to the one that powers their self-driving cars. However, unlike Figure 1, Optimus is still in early stages of mobility and task generalization. Then there's Atlas, the famous bipedal robot from Boston Dynamics. Atlas is known for its agility and backflips, but it's built more for demonstration than real-world jobs, at least for now. Agility Robotics is also working on Digit, a humanoid designed specifically for warehouse work. Figure 1 stands out because it combines real-time adaptability, safe human interaction, and actual job performance, all in a real commercial setting. The technology powering Figure 1 is advancing rapidly. Engineers are working to make future versions even more agile, intelligent, and energy efficient. Of course, there are still challenges to overcome. Teaching robots to understand complex environments, handle unexpected situations, and interact naturally with people requires huge amounts of data and careful programming. Ethical questions are also being raised. How do we ensure that robots are used responsibly? What rights and protections should human workers have as robots become more common in the workplace? Despite these challenges, the story of Figure 1 marks a turning point in the history of technology. For the first time, a robot is not just a tool, but a true co-worker, learning, adapting, and growing alongside us. The company is already gathering feedback from employees to improve the robot's performance and make sure the transition is smooth for everyone involved. Some experts believe that within the next decade, humanoid robots will be as common as smartphones are today. Others urge caution, reminding us that technology should always serve humanity, not the other way around. Will robots like Figure 1 free us from boring, repetitive work, or will they create new challenges for society to solve? The answer is still unfolding, and the world is watching closely. One thing is clear: the line between science fiction and reality is getting thinner every day. The age of the humanoid co-worker has officially begun. As Figure 1 continues to learn and evolve, it will shape not only the future of industry, but also the way we think about work, technology, and what it means to be human. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the future of work. Stay curious and keep watching, because the next chapter in the story of robots and humans is just beginning. Imagine waking up one day and not recognizing your wife's face. You see her, hear her, touch her, but your brain refuses to tell you who she is. How fragile is our perception of reality, really? This is the chilling reality that inspired one of the most fascinating books ever written about the human mind. Neurologist Oliver Sacks documented dozens of bizarre but true cases. They seemed like they were pulled straight from the pages of science fiction. Sacks